What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another top 7 video. And as you can see, we're currently naked. That is not what we were meant to be. Anyway, let's get into the video. So today we are doing top 7 multi-purpose use dinosaurs slash creatures. So these guys are going to be creatures that, you can use on land, water, have a variety of abilities that you're able to utilize, and are just all around great mounts and tames that you can use to get stuff done, go out gathering, use it as a weight source, anything like that. So let's jump straight into the list. Now, coming in at number 7, we have the Bufo, otherwise known as the Frog, as many of you guys know. Now, this guy is a great multi-purpose mount due to him having the ability of pretty much being very versatile on land, as well as, you guessed it, being versatile in water as well. He's a great swimmer, obviously not the fastest, but he does get the job done. Now, as you can see, he's also able to attack underwater. You can I'm trying to get the angle on it. He's not sticking his tongue out for some reason, but you can see the little animation that shows him attacking. So this guy is great. Obviously, you can use him on land, underwater, whatever the heck you want to go. Just do take into mind, if you do hop off him underwater, he will not shoot back up to the top like some of the other land mounts. As well as that, he does not utilize any oxygen while being under the water, which is great. You can essentially use this guy to go diving for silica pearls, oil, whatever the heck you want. You can even take him underwater to try and take on some of the deep denizens of the deep, such as the megalodons. However, I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you've got a very powerful Bufo that can easily take them. Now, as well as that, he obviously excels at land maneuvering because of his ability to be able to jump. You can see once we manage to get unstuck from these rocks that he is able to cover quite a bit of distance while jumping. Now, as well as this, he does have quite a unique thing. While jumping, he can actually regen his stamina. So essentially, while you're up in the air, you can regenerate your stamina while, you're in the move and still moving. So you don't have to worry too much about, running out of stamina, getting away from enemies. You can see we're getting slightly overwhelmed by these raptors here, but you can easily outrun them and just outjump them. And if all comes to worse, just jump straight into the water. As well as that, his regular jumps, he doesn't take too much fall damage, if any at all, which is a great addition because essentially what you're going to want to be watching out for is fall damage from creatures that are able to utilize a jump, because obviously that is the one thing that can kill them. Trust me, I know, Gallimimuses are a big no-no. So yeah, now as well as that, he does have a unique ability in that he is able to apply torpor with his attacks. So if you do have a strong enough Bufo, you can essentially knock out certain creatures if their torpor resistance is low enough and they are low enough level. For example, this Pteranodon here, well, he's fallen away. We were going to showcase his knocking out ability, but unfortunately we couldn't. Now, as well as his torpor-inducing attacks, he also has the ability to gather cementing paste from the corpses of bugs. So Titanmaninas, the Megatherium, or provide cementing paste to the Bufo. Now, this is great because you can use this guy to obviously gather a crap ton of cementing paste if you're near a swamp. Just kill a body or a dino, and the Megatherium will swarm, and boom, bam, boom, you've got your cementing paste in droves. So that's why the Bufo is number 7 on this list. Now, the creature at number 6, as you can see in front of you, is the Argentus. Now, as you can currently see, we do not have the TLC pass yet on this guy, but the TLC pass only makes him better than what he currently is. During the TLC pass, he has received the ability to essentially pick up creatures with his beak, the small creatures, dodos, lystrosaurus. I'm not 100% sure if he can pick up players, but he can pick up players with his claws regularly. Now, as well as that, he also has the ability to pick up smaller creatures such as raptors, saber-tooths, ravagers, those smaller based creatures. Even Baryonyxes he's able to pick up, which I think are the largest things that he can actually pick up. Now, as well as that, in his TLC pass, he's obviously received the new model, the new animations, but he also reduces the amount of weight that raw resources cost in his inventory. So this guy is great for taking on metal runs because he already has a colossal size weight. So, filling him up with metal makes it even easier to do metal runs. Now, as well as that, if you don't plan on using them as weight birds, you can easily distribute points into health and melee, and these guys are easily able to take on alphas located throughout the arcs, which makes them great tames for, just general weight carrying, or raiding, attacking, whatever the heck you want to use it for. You can see here, this poor RG in front of us is about to feel our wrath, and he's about to go down. 85 damage, obviously it's not the peak performance that this RG can do, but it is, oh gosh, it is rather high. Now, you can currently see that the RG we have currently with us is 285, I think his level is, but he hasn't actually got any extra levels pumped into him. He's only got his wild tamed levels. So as well as that, 85, you can easily get up to 160 damage on Argies alone with their melee damage, and their health can easily reach 5k. So do take that into mind if you plan on taming these guys up, because they are a very large multi-purpose dino, and I would definitely recommend using them for, whatever the heck you wanted. Taming, weight, gathering, whatever the heck you wanted. Destroying enemy creatures, raiding bases, whatever the heck you feel like. That's why the Argie is number 6 on this list. Now, number 5, we have the Baryonyx. You can see him, he's going off the edge. Oh god. Oh god, maybe this was a terrible idea. Maybe a Baryonyx is going to die. Baryonyx is essentially your dual underwater land mount. This guy can easily compete with the likes of the Carno, the Allosaurus, even the Rexes, located throughout the multiple islands and maps of Ark. He has the ability to jump on land, he has the ability to swim underwater without using oxygen. Obviously he does lose stamina, which unlike the Sarco is unfortunate. However, he does have access to a unique ability such as the spinning wheel of death, as I call it. Now this essentially is a stun move that he can utilize underwater to stun any creatures located within his vicinity. It's a great move, and you can easily trump, other Megalodons, other Baryonyxes with it. Anything that you come across. As well as that, his melee damage is rather high. You saw that we had 137 on the Coelacanth, whatever the heck you want to call him. And his stats, they're pretty decent. His health is on the lacking side, I find. However, if you are low on health, all you need to do is hop off him, set him to seek out fish meat. As you can see, he's doing it on his own volition. You can actually come up to him, and he's got an option in his inventory. Can you just stop for a sec, buddy? Just chill out, mate. We're going to whistle passive. And you can actually set him to seek out fish meat when he's... See, you can see there, don't seek fish on low health. Now, essentially, while he eats on the fish, he actually gains health really quickly. So, that's a great way to go about restoring his health if you take a lot of damage from, attacking Rexes, attacking anything high-leveled located within the Ark. You can easily bring this guy out into the ocean, kill all the fish in the area, and he'll easily restore his health. You can see that he's pretty much at full health now. It's great. Now, like I said, he is also a great land mount because he can easily compete with the likes of the Allosauruses, the Carnos, even Rexes. He does have the ability to jump. He does not have any other unique abilities that he can use on land like he does utilize underwater, but does not stop him from being a great mount. I would definitely recommend a Baryonyx to everyone, more so over than the Caprasuchus because the Baryonyx is great. The one thing that I dislike about the Baryonyx is his aggro thing. So obviously if you're riding like Allosauruses or Rexes, Raptors and small carnivores won't actually aggro on you, but for some reason these guys do. Don't know why. I think they should fix that mechanic for the Baryonyx since he, in my opinion, he is a much more alpha predator than the Raptors. But that is why the Baryonyx is number 5 on the list of top multi-purpose dinos. Now the big fluffy nugget coming in at number 4 is the Megatherium. Now this guy is your general all-purpose herbivore. He's a great herbivore. Obviously he's great at gathering berries, he's great at dealing damage, he's great at gathering thatch, wood, fiber, anything that a regular herbivore can gather, the Megatherium can do it better. In my opinion, that is anyway. A lot of people might dislike me for this, but I prefer the Megatherium over the Therizinosaurus. I know. Don't shoot me, don't crucify me, that's just my opinion. You guys all have differing opinions. I just prefer the Megatherium because of the extra buffs he gets, and honestly he's probably just more useful in terms of being able to take out the bosses. But this guy is your all-purpose mount. He can easily gather berries, he can easily gather rare flowers, rare mushrooms, meat and hide from carnivores. Now he also has the added ability of being able to gather a crap ton of chitin from bugs. Now obviously if you've never used a Megatherium, essentially what happens is they get a 20% buff, actually I think it's 50%, a 50% buff against bugs while attacking them, and then once they kill them they pretty much go into like a blood frenzy where they deal extra damage to everything, like everything in the vicinity. Now as well as that, these guys are the kings of gathering chitin. They absolutely gather it in the droves, especially against scorpions, spiders, Meganeuras, Titanmeninas, everything bug-like you can imagine. This guy gathers the insanest amount of chitin from it. Now, like I said, he's also able to gather fiber, wood, thatch, meat, and hide from carnivores, so he's just an all-round great mount. Now, as well as this, you can use these guys to take on the Broodmother in battle. I have tested this out in one of my previous videos, and 15 Megatheriums are easily capable of taking out all 3 levels of the Broodmother, with, only 1 or 2 of them diving, believe it or not. Granted, they were level 150 wild tames and they had been pumped up a few levels, they were still easily able to take on the Broodmother. That is why the Megatherium is number 4 on this list. So, don't crucify me for this one, guys, but you could easily swap this guy out for the Therizinosaurus. I just prefer the Megatherium because he's a big, cuddly brute that you can also tell to sit down. And look how cute he is. Look at him sitting on his little paws. He's adorable. You just want to give these guys a big hug. At number 3, we have another flyer, otherwise known as the Quetzel, the king of the skies. The Quetzel is absolutely crazy. He has the ability to wield platform saddles, as you can currently see on his back, which enables you to technically build bases on the back of him, ramps for you to transport other dinosaurs, other creatures. You know, you can easily fit 4 Rexes on the back of a platform saddle on a Quetzel, which, you know, makes them great for transporting to boss arenas and the obelisks to upload. Now, as well as that, these guys have an insane amount of weight on them. This guy here has 1568 weight on him, which is nuts. That's base level. He hasn't had any extra levels pumped into it, so do take that into mind. You can easily get these guys' weights up to 3000. It's crazy. You can use these guys as a portable refining forge, you know, fly around with them with refining forges on their backs, gathering all the metal you can need with an Anki. You could even get a Quetzel to pick up an Anki, set the Anki to wander, and he will easily fly around, smashing all the metal nodes that spawn in, and you can easily just transfer them from the Anki into the refining forges on the back of the Quetzel, and you can essentially smelt metal while mining it. It's great. The Quetzel is a great mount. Now, as well as that, the Quetzel is probably one of the creatures that is only able to pick up some of the larger based creatures. Obviously, you've got the Wyvern and whatnot, but the Quetzel can pick up larger creatures than the Wyvern. It's able to pick up mammoths, stegos, you know, all those big creatures, the woolly rhinos and everything. And you can easily use these guys to pick up a creature, fly over to your taming pen, and drop him in the taming pen, tame him up. You can even turn the Quetzel into another Quetzel capturing platform. It's a great versatile mount, and I would definitely recommend getting a Quetzel. It's a great, you know, universal multi-purpose mount. You can easily use this guy for combat as well, if you so deem to. They do hit pretty hard. Obviously not as hard as some of the other creatures on Ark, but they do still hit pretty hard. I remember the days when Quetzels were so overpowered, you could easily take on alphas with them and wreck faces. Now, as well as that, they also do a slight knockback, which is great. So these guys are just all-round great mounts, and easily one of the best multi-purpose creatures you can get on Ark. At number 2, bet you no one suspected this, we have the Mantis. Now, this guy is definitely the definition of a multi-purpose mount. You can essentially use this guy to do pretty much anything you want. The only thing you can't do, obviously, is fly. If you want to knock out creatures, go ahead. You've got clubs in your hand. Look, poor Terror Bird just got absolutely shredded. You can turn this guy into a knockout machine. This other Terror Bird's going to go to sleep real soon because, wait, it depends on what its level is, obviously. But the Mantis can essentially wield any tools that the human player can wield. You can see the poor Terror Bird's running away from us because we have the crazy clubs of power, and we're easily able to knock it out. You can see that, look, we've easily caught up to him with his secondary ability. I can't see where that Terror Bird has gone. There he is there. And look, the Terror Bird will easily get knocked out from the Mantis. Now, obviously, the higher you scale the Mantis's melee damage, the more torpor it's going to deal with the clubs, the more resources it's going to gather, the more damage it's going to do. Now, unfortunately, I tested this. You can't actually give it tech swords to run around with, which is unfortunate, but you can give it regular swords, which do buff its damage immensely. And you can deal a crap ton of damage. You can see there, 218. Now, these also scale with the quality of the item, so the higher the quality of the sword, the more damage you will do, the higher quality of the club, the more damage and torpor you'll do, and so on and so forth. Now, if you're not keen on using these guys as battle mounts of weapons of mass destruction, well, you can turn them into resource creatures. You give them a pickaxe, boom bada boom, and you've got your portable flint machine, metal machine, whatever the heck you want to use it for. Now, the only downside of these guys is that their weight is incredibly low. Well, not incredibly low, but low. They only have about 400 weight. So that is kind of sucky, but, you know, it's easily maneuverable. You just bring a high-mounted, weighted creature along with you, such as an RG, a Ravager, or whatnot, and you can easily turn these guys into portable gatherers that are easily able to gather a crap ton of resources, regardless of what resource you're after. You know, hatchets, pickaxes, any handheld weapons that survivors can use, you can essentially give to your Mantises. They're great all-round mates. And, you know, they're just perfect for, you know, whatever the heck you want to use them for. So I would definitely recommend the Mantis as being one of the best multi-purpose creatures as well throughout Ark. And finally, the creature you've all been waiting for, number 1 is the Karkanos, the gigantic crab from Aberration. This guy is the definition of a multi-purpose creature. You can use this guy underwater, you can use this guy on land. He's able to pick up other creatures, he's able to use other creatures to mine resources for yourself, such as the Digikarus. He can travel to the bottom of the ocean, easily enabling yourself to be able to gather silica pearls, oil, tame up other high underwater creatures, you know, and you can easily make your way back up to the top. He doesn't utilize any oxygen while underwater. He's just an all-round great multi-purpose mount. Now, as well as that, he also deals a crap ton of damage. He's also able to pick up creatures, like I mentioned, all the way up to the Stego, I believe, is the largest creature this guy is able to pick up. And he's easily able to contend with the likes of Spinos, Rexes, Rock Drakes, you name it. This guy is absolutely crazy. Now, as well as that, he also has a really unique jump ability in that he's able to jump crazy high. That wasn't the best showcase of that skill, as you can obviously tell. But you'll see here, we've got a Megatherium over here, which I don't think he can actually pick up. But this Spino has decided to pick a fight with us. You know, you can easily trump the Spino. Look at that, 183 damage is what we're dealing. Now, he has 3 attacks. He has a pound attack with his right claw, pound attack with his left claw, and then a double pound with both claws. And you can see there, the poor Spino can't even outrun, well, he can kind of outrun us. That is the only thing lacking on these guys, is their movement speed. They're not the greatest sprinters, but even so, they're easily able to gather meat, hide, whatever the heck you want, you name it. Now, obviously, like I said, they can pick up mounts. They're able to pick up Stegos, Dodikaruses, Ankies even, and you can set those Dodikaruses and Ankies on Wander, and they're able to mine the resources for you, making it incredibly easy and incredibly fast way to gather plenty of resources. Now, as well as that, these guys have crazy amounts of weight. 1296 weight is what we have on this Karkanos, and he has 10k health. These guys are nuts, and they definitely deserve the spot of #1 multi-purpose creature in Ark. So, guys, let me know what you thought of the list down below. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this. If you've got any more ideas, let me know. I will get my best ideas out to you guys. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to let me know if you agree with the list or not. But other than that, hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.